This is Fred Beck and Frederick's Fighting, proudly sponsored by Empire Fights Show and joined. I think it's been a good year and a half, I'd say, by Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Stephen, really nice to see you again. How you been?
Oh man, it's been great, man. Especially after this past weekend, I'm all smiles.
Even the black eye, has it hurt a little?
Oh no, so this is actually from the headbutt and it just kind of drained down into my eye. So I didn't get punched in it. It was from the headbutt, and I got a headbutt here as well.
I
So
saw
just
even your
adding
hand as
on the
well.
situation. Oh, you see that? Yeah, look at this. It looks like I have a fake hand. I ended up breaking the first and second metacarpal in the hand.
Ow.
Yeah, so I broke my left and he broke his right.
Blimey. So with that hand, can you hold your phone a bit? What can you do with it?
Say that again.
What can you do with the hand now? Can you hold your phone with it? Can you type?
Not a whole lot because even grabbing anything, it hurts, man. So thank goodness I'm right-handed and I didn't hurt I didn't hurt that hand because that would have been rough. I mean, just putting on pants in the morning is pretty hard.
Blimey, I can only imagine. But what was it? A punch? Was there a specific punch that broke the hand or damaged it, or was it just a accumulation of them?
No, yeah, I actually don't remember which punch did it. I didn't know I broke my hand until after the fight. I took my gloves off and I kind of flexed my hand and I could feel it. I was like, oh, that felt familiar. The last time I broke my hand was against Vicente Luque, and I broke both my hands in that fight. So, including this one. So just different bones in this hand. So I got to get back to doing my hand conditioning so that doesn't happen again.
What is the hand conditioning? Like punching a wall? What is it?
Yeah, so there's a device here. It's an old karate tool. It's called a makiwara. What it is, it's a wooden post with a piece of leather wrapped around it, right? And you sit there. You don't hit it hard. You hit it consistently. And what I do is I'll hit this thing probably 100 times with my two big knuckles, and then 100 times with my two second smaller knuckles. And I'll do 100 each hand on each one of those knuckles. And what that does is that makes the bones inside that hand a little more dense. But once you break your hand, you're prone to break it again, just because sometimes depending on where the break is, or one knuckle may be sunk into the hand, which means the other knuckles are kind of sticking out in front, and those are the ones you hit with only, and they'll break. So I just got to get back doing the maki work and condition them back up and make sure they're nice and dense. Like for instance, my dad's hands, he's got the thickest hands you've ever seen in your life. And it's because of years of maki work, of conditioning his hands.
All right, that sounds quite interesting then. Do you remember what Tony Ferguson used to do? Where he used that shin conditioning, where he'd kick like a metal post. You seen those videos?
Yeah, I don't recommend. There's the right way of doing it, and there's the wrong way of conditioning your shins. And if you start doing that, especially if you've never trained before, you're going to get these hairline fractures in your shin, and sometimes bigger. And then you hit something hard, or you hit somebody in the leg and they check it, your shin will break. So the best way of conditioning your shin is just kicking them back. Is developing these little hairline fractures and letting them heal over time. So what I do is you don't want to hit anything hard, right? You don't want
Hmm.
to hit a hard surface hard. You want to hit something that's got some give to it, like a heavy bag, and work up and down the shin. And then and that will densify the bone in your shin. That will make that shin hard or dense. Then you have to deaden the nerves of the shin, because a lot of guys don't condition their shin, and when they don't condition their shins, they won't throw that kick as hard because it hurts them. So what I do is I take a wooden stick and I'll just ding my shins up and down my shins. I've been doing this since I was a kid. I used to watch my dad do it as a little kid, and I used to I still do. I take a wooden stick and I'll just tap my shins all the way down and all the way up, and that will deaden the nerves. But then after that, you have to condition the skin. Luke Rockhold versus Yoel Romero. Luke Rockhold, they shin kicked each other and they checked it. And Luke Rockhold split the skin on his shin and it got MRSA. He got infected because the skin wasn't dense. So I kick a tire like a
Okay.
rubber tire, which will thicken the skin up on your shin.
Okay, that sounds I don't think I'd try that anytime soon. But a cut above your eyebrow, how does that
Yes.
feel normally?
This was actually a headbutt that we did
Yeah.
in the fight, and also here this was first round. I think this was like second or third round, but I healed up fairly nicely. It's right next to another cut that I got when I fought Jeff Neal. So these are already almost healed up, and it's only been like 4 days. I heal up pretty quickly because I guess I stay hydrated. I drink a gallon of water a day, and if you stay hydrated, it really makes your body heal faster. But I'll take these out, and then I'll do vitamin E. I had a massive gash right across my nose when I fought um, Tyron Woodley, and after I took the stitches out, there would have been a massive scar. But what I do is I take vitamin E pills, like gels, and I
Mm.
poke a hole in them, and it's kind of a thick vitamin E, and I'll just thickly put it on the wound, and it look you can't even see it. You can barely see anything right here. It's like nothing. So that's what I do to my cuts. I take that thick vitamin E and I cake it on there. And next thing you know, it looks like you don't even have anything on your head.
Is that a well-known fact, or is that just something that you found out quite recently?
Something that I think it was another pro fighter, an old school fighter back in the day had told me this little trick, and I've been doing it ever since. I even do it to my eyes. I'll take vitamin E and I'll just rub my eyes, and that helps get rid of the black eyes because you don't get good circulation here, so the blood just stays, for forever, and it takes forever for it to leave. So you have to move that blood around, and you take vitamin E and you just rub it and just continue to do this, and it makes that blood just kind of leave, and your body gets rid of it, and it makes that black eye leave.
But when you rub the black eyes, it not really hurt.
No, actually, like it's funny because training MMA, you naturally go through a conditioning process just from getting punched, and kicked, or maybe leg kicked from time to time, and kicked in the body. So your body gets accustomed to it, and you get accustomed to the pain, and it doesn't even hurt anymore. Like during the fight, I didn't even care that I had a headbutt. I just kept on going. You're used to it. Of course, this doesn't happen in training, but you get your little bumps and bruises every now and then in training, but you just get so accustomed to it that it doesn't really hurt anymore. You know what I mean? You're just immune to it. So even this, like, I feel it a little bit, but it doesn't hurt that bad, you know? So yeah, man, you just condition and you get used to it.
Okay, that sounds, yeah. It does again, once again, does sound rather painful. Something that I'll have to avoid. But what do you think next? What do you think is next for you, though, Stephen? Coming off that win on Saturday.
Well, right now I'm on a 6 month suspension, medical suspension because of my hand. But there's a few names thrown at me. George Masvidal, obviously. Michelle Pajeda was also thrown at me again. I'm still going for the title. I know there's going to be some heavy wrestlers. So the guys ranked above me right now are some heavy wrestlers. But everybody wants to see me fight a stand-up fight, which I don't mind at all. So any one of those guys would be awesome. George Masvidal, Michelle Pajeda. People are in talks of me fighting Leon Edwards again. I know Kamaru Usman is having hand surgery. I know they want to fight somebody in March, and they're looking at George Masvidal. But, you know, he's a stand-up fighter, which kind of inspires me a little bit because, our division is so heavy wrestlers, and Leon Edwards is a striker and he's champ. So I think any one of those guys would be awesome.
The Leon Edwards fight, you'd have to come over to the UK, but you wouldn't mind that.
I would love that. I would love fighting in the UK. I loved going out there. We went out there like a week before, like 2 weeks before the fight, and just got to hang out, get accustomed to everything. The fans and everybody was awesome. They were the sweetest people up until the walkout. Everybody was booing me, but they were still giving me high fives and stuff. It was hilarious.
But after the fight, they're all cheering.
Yeah, they were. After the fight, they were cheering, and everybody was great, man. It was great.
Certainly. Just a few things I do want to get your thoughts on before I go regarding the UFC. When Usman comes back, say that Usman and Leon Edwards fight does happen straight after. Leon Edwards a bit of time out of the octagon and waits for Usman's hand to get fixed. Who do you think wins the rematch?
Oh man, on paper I got Usman, but Leon Edwards, him being the only guy in the division to take down Usman and control him in the first round, the only guy to ever knock him out. He's got the ability to do the same thing again, but he's got to do it in a different way. He's got to evolve. He's got to get better in order to be able to do that. I think later in the rounds is going to be precise. I think he's going to have to weather the storm for the first few rounds to try and tire out Usman a little bit, just like he did his last fight, and try to set up that head kick or punch again. I know Leon Edwards is getting better and his wrestling is getting better every day. So I think this matchup is going to be, I think Leon Edwards is definitely going to put off a harder fight. And I think mentally it's affected Usman. Anytime that you're on top of the game and you're undefeated, you get this mindset that you can never be beat. And Leon Edwards beat him in the worst way possible, the best way on his part, but with a head kick knockout. That can affect you mentally. So, if Usman goes out there, he was winning the fight until he wasn't, right? He was winning the fight, which I had that on paper, but I think Leon could win it. He could pull it off again.
Certainly, it'll be exciting. Just 2 more points. What do you make of Israel Adesanya's loss? Do you think the opponents just got his number?
No, I think he was winning the fight up until he just, like you said, he just got caught. Alex Pereira is a big 185er. I mean, I saw pictures of him being back up to 225 before he stepped out there in the ring. So he's a big body, and that wears and tears on you and wears you out, especially when you're fighting somebody a lot bigger than you. I think Izzy Adesanya, he keeps the same game plan, but he can't put himself up against the fence like he did last time. You know what I mean? I think that's because his movement goes out the window when you're up against the fence. You can't move back. It's hard to stray away from the punches, and that's where he got caught. He's got to stay away from the cage. I think Izzy could win the next fight.
Yeah, it should be good. I mean, I guess mentally, you say mentally about kind of Usman being affected by Leon Edwards. I don't know how Izzy's feeling after losing to that guy by knockout 3 times. Just one last point. Nate Diaz has recently left the UFC. He's looking for a boxing fight against Jake Paul. What do you make of that?
I knew that was going to happen. I think everybody knew that he was looking for those money fights. He's not a good boxer. MMA, yes, but in boxing, I think Jake Paul actually beats him. He doesn't have good movement, good footwork, and in boxing, that's key. And I think Jake Paul's got great footwork, and he's getting better every day. I think Nate Diaz has taken a lot of damage over the years, taking a lot of headshots, a lot of cuts over and under his eyes, and that could play a big factor in a boxing match when you're doing, however many rounds they're doing, a lot more rounds. And the main focus is headshots. So I think it'd be a rough night for Nate.
Do you think he'll go a distance because Nate's so tough in a 6-round fight?
I think so. I think it would be a good, fun fight just because Nate is who he is and Jake is who he is. So the crap talk is going to be phenomenal. The lead up is going to be great, and I think that's what's going to sell the fight. But I think Nate's going to have to really put some work in if he's going to beat Jake Paul, because Jake's doing really well for himself.
You're right in the lead up there. We're quite exciting, and this one just brought to my mind, brought to attention. Obviously, Dillon Danis. Can Dillon Danis, because of his knee injury, can he not compete at MMA anymore?
I don't know. I tore every ligament in my left leg a few years back, and here I am fighting for one of the biggest fight promotions in the world. I tore every ligament. They took 40% of my meniscus out, and I've had 4 knee surgeries on that knee since then. And I'm still fighting. I think he could definitely fight. The thing is, I don't think he wants to fight. I think he just wants to talk crap, because anytime they set up, he's asked to fight, he turns it down, So I don't know if Dillon Danis wants to fight. I think he likes to be in the limelight and talk a lot of trash. But I don't remember the last time he's fought.
It was like 3 or 4 years ago, but
yeah,
sidelines for a long time. What does he do for work?
I have no idea. I don't know if he teaches jiu-jitsu. I have no idea how he makes his money. Because you never see, you know what I mean? A lot of these guys, they fight for a living, and he hasn't fought in 3 or 4 years. So I have no idea. You got me there, pal.
I'll have to ask him. I think I'm seeing him on Thursday, the KSI Dillon Danis press conference. There's a week today, actually. So I'm after.
Oh wow, okay.
But do you think he beats KSI? How do you think he gets along with that? I think that's a tough night for Dillon there.
Wait, who's he fighting?
Dillon Danis is fighting KSI.
Oh my goodness.
Wait,
Boxing?
yeah, do you not know that, Stephen?
No, this is the first time
Stephen,
I've
come
heard this.
on.
KSI is fighting Dillon Danis. I know that Dillon got slapped by somebody. I guess one of KSI's friends. Did you see
Well,
that?
did you see that fight, Stephen? With them all, did you see that big fight? Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw that scuffle a little bit. And I
I
saw
was the
Dillon
guy,
Danis got
Stephen.
slapped.
I was the guy in the middle in the red.
No, that was you?
Yeah.
Shut your butt. That is awesome, bro. How did you get in the middle of that? Where was that?
Well, that was out in Texas for the Misfits card. Misfits.
Do you know KSI?
Yeah.
No way. Tell KSI if he wants to get some work in, I'll be glad to help him.
Okay, I'll let him know on let him know on Thursday. But that was Anthony Taylor swinging at Dillon Dennis. And I
Dude,
didn't want Anthony to get hurt, so I thought kind of break it up kind of thing. But he got quite
that was hilarious, bro. Him getting slapped like that. He's like, did that just happen? Like, you know what I mean? My first instinct was to be like swing back. That wasn't his instinct. His instinct was like, what? I just got slapped.
But it wasn't
it
a
was
slap.
hilarious.
It was an overhand right, wasn't it?
It was an overhand. Okay, yeah, that's right. That's right. It was a punch. Dude, that was you, bro. You were there.
Yeah.
What?
In America.
So what sweatshirt do you have on right now?
I didn't pay for it myself. It's a Justin Bieber Drew hoodie one.
I like it. I like it. I thought it looked familiar. I was like, I gotta get me one of those, man. But yeah, I think that's gonna be a fun fight. I think KSI's got it for sure. He's been really working hard. He's in great shape. It's great to see guys like that experience boxing, and then you see them kind of their mindset change. Now they're fighters. You know what I mean? Now they're training like pro fighters. And it's good to be able to see that. Just the because most people are afraid to put themselves in that situation or to be able to put themselves in training and boxing because it's uncomfortable, right? So it's good to see KSI, like I said, and Jake Paul and those guys kind of make that switch, and now they're fighters. And it's a mindset, right? It's a mindset, and that's cool, I think.
Certainly is, yeah. It is interesting that into them like a bit before fight week and on fight week, and they kind of made that switch. They're kind of like gay face the mode, kind of more, kind of less emotionless because they're in the zone. They want to win, so it's always exciting. But do you think you'll be over in the UK anytime soon, Stephen?
I hope so, man. I love the UK. I've only been there one time, and I'm itching to bits to come back. That's for sure.
Where are you based in America?
I'm in South Carolina, which is on the East Coast, next to Georgia and North Carolina. Kind of a small town vibe, country, small. It's growing every day. We have more and more people moving here every day. You know, with the good old Southern accents, talking like this, the country accents. Thanks to our UK family, that's why we have our Southern accent.
I went to America because I was in Texas. That's where the fight happened. And you do kind of, I nearly had to stop myself. I shouldn't say this, but when I first heard the American accent like properly, like all around you, because obviously you do meet their occasional American where they got like a really thick accent. But then you do stand out like a sore thumb when you got a British accent or an English accent in America.
Yes, dude. I
But
know,
I was
man.
at the airport with my camera, so I was like, "Oh, that's such a cool camera." I was like, "Oh, thank you so much." It's like, I love you. It's like, I was like, I effing love your accent, mate. That's so cool. I love it.
Oh, I love it, dude. Yeah, man. They do. Like if you're from anywhere else, like you stick out like a sore thumb. Like we love that. We love that here. And you probably get a lot of ladies talking like you're talking right now, pal.
Oh, we love the accent. Can you say that again one more time? They love the English accent.
I said you would get a lot of ladies here with an accent like that, with that UK accent, bro.
Well, I'm going to Vegas in January, so we get
Oh
that.
no way for what?
There's some awards happening there. I'm also going to see the little like Jeff, my really good mates with Jeff Mayweather. He's out there.
Cool.
I think they got the top ranked gym, boxing gym, the Mayweather gym. Jeff Mayweather,
Yeah.
his own boxing gym there.
You need to come out to International Fight Week next summer.
Oh, really? What? So that's August.
So International Fight Week is in July, and it's a weekend event. It's all the MMA fighters, UFC fighters come in and get to meet fans and stuff like that. I usually go out there. I usually have like an after fight party, get tickets to the fights. You need to come hang out, bro.
That's in Vegas.
Yeah, it's in Vegas.
All right.
You gotta let
I'll
me
drive to
know, man.
Vegas
I'll hook you
again.
up, bro. Let me know.
Yeah, I'll send you, pop you an email then if I'm coming over.
Okay.
Good then, actually. Yeah, it'd be interesting. But Stephen, I'll put your links to your Instagram, Twitter, and stuff in the description, but I'm sure I'll see you soon.
Thanks a lot, my friend. It's a pleasure's all mine, Fred. All the fans out there, this dude is the man. And hopefully I'll see you soon, brother. You have a good one, okay?
Awesome. That's great. Thanks, Stephen.
You're welcome, man.